I mean, those are the kind of things that you can't have early because that just seems to get everything off track. So I'm really looking for a good start for this team to have a good chance because that's what they need is offensively and defensively get off to a good start. I'm not saying Kentucky's not going to go without points. This isn't going to be a shutout. But, can you get off to a solid start, make them punt, make them take a field goal, something. And even if they score a touchdown, don't let it be a 3-play, 75-yard drive.
Mm-hmm.
Have something to build upon, at least.
Yeah.
Even if you give up a few first downs.
Have them work for it. Well,
yeah.
Also, make sure that if you win the coin toss, take the ball.
Yes.
Just like we talked about before, or at least hope Kentucky decides to defer until the second half because it seems like that's been the main element is your defense. And why is that? I know we got some phone calls, and we'll get into those in just a second, but why is that? Why is it that this defense in these games where they've had weeks to prepare, they've been overall pretty healthy for most part of the games. I know they've lost Dorian Gerald and Bumper Pool's been banged up, but they've been healthy for the most part. Why is it? And what is it that causes this defense to give up those big plays right in the beginning of the game?
I don't know.
Is it being unprepared? Right. What is it?
Write that down. Let's ask Clay. My thought is they're just they over pursue. They're too jacked up. They're just not focused the way they got to be. Let's ask Clay that question too, because these aren't trick plays that are going for the big yards.
No, it's usually just runs up the middle.
This ain't like they ran the Statue of Liberty play on you, or double reverse handoff, or double pass of some sort.
Yeah,
and the receiver got behind you.
Simple plays.
That old trick play where they ran it in the B gap.
Yeah, And with John Chavis as DC, I figured a vet like him would be able to handle at least the over pursue and all that, but it's just weird how it happens.
Yeah. Hey, get by the Catfish Kitchen this weekend. It's at the top of Logtown Hill in Van Buren. They got great lunch and dinner specials. You can try the all-you-can-eat crab legs on Saturday night. They'll have the game on. You can bet he used to play for the Hogs. This is his joint. You can bet he'll have the game on. You can watch that while you eat those crab legs, and you can have all you want on Saturday night beginning at 4 o'clock. Everything comes with all the fixing. That means hand-cut fries, pinto beans, the tomato relish, everything you'd expect. They got 3 big catfish fillets for only $11.29 and all the fixings, and lunch specials start at $7.99. I'm telling you, with this cold weather, you need to try Adam's Gumbo. Big old bowl of gumbo right now, just kind of warm you up inside, so you can try that too. It's all at the Catfish Kitchen, Tuesday through Sunday, 11 till 9 at 727 Fayetteville Road at the top of Logtown Hill, right across from the police station in Van Buren.
Let's go to the Cherokee Casino hotline. I'm assuming this is Danny in Russellville, not Stanny in Russellville. Go ahead and go with it. What's going on, Danny?
Hey, what's up, guys? It doesn't really matter who the quarterback is. We will make who it is look like a Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh, yeah.
That's sure. That's a sure thing. We need to hold them to field goals. I'm pretty sure they're going to run up and down the field. But if we can keep them out of the end zone, and with these 2 excellent receivers we have, I think we've just scratched the surface on these guys. I think they can be super excellent, both of them. And with both of them in the game, I do think we'll make a lot of yards. And as I said earlier, I believe we need to learn how to score 30 or 40 points because we're not going to be able to hold anybody below 30. And that's the way we're going to have to win. We're going to have to scoreboard up. We're going to have to hold other teams' field goals. And you were talking, I believe yesterday or the day before, about the best player in college football. You mentioned Cam Newton.
Yeah.
What about Herschel Walker, Bo Jackson, and Earl Campbell? They were pretty good. But anyway, guys.
I mean, if you want to go with those 3
thanks
guys.
for taking my call.
Yep.
Have a good day.
Appreciate it, Danny.
I don't know whatever happened to Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Did it ever work out for him?
I mean, that apparently caused a lot of yesterday, and it was my apologies, but I just felt like Cam Newton was as far as in that single year, was the greatest college football player of all time because of how dominant he was. But to go back to your original points, though, Danny, about the team.
Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson were pretty good.
No, listen, it's up for debate, obviously. But to go back to your original point, Danny, and talking about Arkansas and their offense, I said this earlier in the week. Arkansas will not win this Saturday. They will not win if they score less than 30 points. That's just the fact of the matter. Will not win. Their defense is not good enough to hold a team to less than 30, and Arkansas's offense, and assuming that it's going to be full go, full power, they have the pieces to score that much. We've seen them. I know it's Colorado State. I know really the last time that you saw the majority of the team, and at least the offensive side of the ball, be healthy, where he had Traylon Burks and Trey Knox and Shiny, and everybody was feeling good. If that's the only game that we've really been able to see it, and how good did it look? It looked pretty good. That was Starkel's best game.
The game was still tied at 34.
But it wasn't because of the offense.
I understand. I'm just saying it took more than 30. Yeah, to your point, right. It still took more than 30 points against Colorado State.
That's right. So you have to score at least 4 touchdowns in this game if you're going to win. Can this offense do that?
And get one from the defense, maybe.
Well, apparently that's been the trend.
And could Burks maybe bust one loose on a punt or something?
Something like that.
You're not going to get anything on kickoff return anymore. That just about is a dead duck anymore.
Yeah, and even punt return is tough at times for the most part.
But if you're going to score points with a return in special teams, seems like punt's the only place. I mean, just with the new fair catch rule and the way teams kick off, it's just you're not going to get a kickoff return. You just don't see very many of them anymore.
Yeah. So I would be hard-pressed to think that would happen. But, I mean, do you feel like this offense is good enough to score that many touchdowns? Assuming that the defense and special teams gives you no touchdowns. Is this offense capable against Kentucky to be able to score at least 4 touchdowns?
Well, now you ask if they're capable. Are you asking are they capable, or are you asking if they're going to?
Both.
Which one are you asking me?
Both.
I think they're capable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will they?
Depends on which Starkel we get. Can Starkel keep his head on straight for 4 quarters? Because when he takes risks and doesn't see the defenders well, or whatever he's losing in the vision there, or if he's just pulling the trigger and not taking a chance, we see what happens with the interceptions. So are the weapons there to match up and take advantage and score that many number of touchdowns? Yeah, I think so. But I think it still comes back to the quarterback and making sure you don't have the turnovers.
But my fear is
he's going to have at least 1, but you can't have 4.
No.
You can't have 5.
No. My fear is that with this defensive front and defensive line, especially for Kentucky, and how good it is, and how we've seen Arkansas's offensive line struggle, that when they start getting into the backfield and start getting all that pressure on Starkel, he, as he's wired, is going to have to start taking more risk and start to have to throw off his back foot and start having to make these quick decisions that may end up costing them. That's my fear.
Yeah. Hey, your home in Arkansas, 10 years old and served by OG&E. OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a free weatherization program. I could use that this morning to increase your comfort and lower your bills. The trained crew will come out and perform an energy audit at no cost to you. And if your home qualifies, crews will install measures that could include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and a whole lot more. It won't cost you anything. Even the phone call is free. 1-800-272-9741. That's 1-800-272-9741. One thing we talked about yesterday, John, was Chad Morris and Starkel, and they had this discussion about every possession ending in a kick. Hoping it's a PAT, but at worst a punt. And what they're talking about is don't turn the ball over.
Yes.
Let's don't fumble it, and let's surely don't throw some interceptions. All right? So one thing that part of that is getting Starkel to understand, and what you're talking about, is there going to be pressure? Is the line going to give up some pressures? Absolutely. If you're Kentucky, you're attacking that early to see what's soft, to see what the Arkansas can handle. Starkel's going to have to understand there's taking some sacks is just going to have to be part of it. Sometimes you got to eat it because you're better off punting it on 4th and 12 or 4th and 15 or 4th and whatever. Last week Oklahoma punted on 4th and goal. That happened last week against Kansas. They punted on 4th and goal. Sometimes you just got to punt in life. That's not the worst thing. Sometimes you can't bail your team out with just a wild throw. So that's part of, I think, getting that in his head.
Yeah. And you want him to listen. The way he's built, though, as a quarterback, you want him to take risk because that's how he's
managed risk.
But but that's the key is that if he's taking risk, make sure whatever risk you're taking is worth it for one, and two, make sure that you're picking your spots because as